Have you ever seen a man move across the country? My man, Chef Richard. My man, Chef Richard. Straight from California. California. Now he's in South Carolina. Carolina.
Yeah, that's right. I live in South Carolina now, and I absolutely love it. This is Richard Florzak, the private chef to the stars, and welcome back. Talking about food. I'm just going to jump right into this interview because this chef is busy. She's a busy lady. She's been on the show before. Her name is Sundy Barth. And we had her on, 6-8 months ago with another chef, Charlie Unger. We had him on the line. Sunday Barth was in the studio like she is today. And it turns out that by pure coincidence, when they were on, they had been in the challenge that they have here in the Grand Strand called, what's it called again? The Beach Challenge, Chef Swap.
The Chef Swap, yes.
Chef Swap. They were both on it. They had known who the winner was, but I told them don't say anything because the episode hadn't been released yet. So Chef Sundy Barth, welcome back to Talking About Food.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you come in. So, drum roll, who won the challenge?
I did.
Yeah. All right. That is great. What did you make? Talk into the microphone.
Ooh. Okay. What I made was a coffee rub, baby ribs.
Yeah.
And then with the side, it was a...
Did you say coffee rub?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a rub that I learned in school.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine recommended it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that one out.
Yeah.
It worked perfect.
Yeah.
They liked it.
Yeah. And what restaurant was this at?
Oh, it was at the school.
Oh, it was at the school.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't know that then. So you had this challenge going on at the school.
Yes. It was going at the school. Actually, it was going on at the school during my exam too.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also made lumpia. It was they wanted us to do...
Explain to the listeners what lumpia is.
Lumpia is like a traditional Filipino dish. So my dad is like half Filipino, and so part of culture kind of came with us, and I just added that into it.
Yeah.
They wanted us to do roast chicken as well. So I incorporated the chicken into the lumpia.
Yeah.
Because traditionally you usually put pork or beef in it.
Right.
So I just did the chicken.
And
then I think my secret ingredient was sounds funny, it was leeks.
Yeah.
They've got me on the spot. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're underrated. They're pretty good.
Yeah, no, I love leeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I added that in there, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
It was my first competition, so I didn't really think of adding anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you made the coffee rubbed ribs.
Mm-hmm.
And how were they cooked?
They were cooked in I don't know what they call it.
Smoked or?
It was smoked, but then we have this like fire grill at the school, and it's like it has like a pulley system with it.
Yeah.
And we smoked it first, and then we put it into the pulley system fire grill thing.
Yeah, the grill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we just finished it off in there.
Right. And what did he make?
He had the same stuff.
Oh, he had to do exactly what you were doing?
Yeah, but he had he did the chicken and the ribs, but he did a different side. I think it was mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Is what he did. And
how did he do his ribs? Did he do it differently than you did it?
He did it slightly differently. He covered it in like tinfoil and everything. I don't think I covered it in tinfoil.
But was he using coffee as well?
I think he did use coffee as well. I didn't know what he was doing at all, like what his thing was. I had my own thing. So I am curious because like we went to the same school, so he probably had the same recipe.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly different, but yeah, I thought the coincidence was kind of funny.
Yeah. So what was his side?
It was mac and cheese.
Oh, that's right. You said mac and cheese. Where does the chicken come into play in his part of it?
I think he just I'm not too sure what he did with his, if I recall correctly. If he was here, he'd probably be able to explain that.
Yeah, he's too far away in Florida and very, very busy, I remember. How did they judge?
They
was it chef instructors from the school that judged, or
no? It was guest people.
That's the ones that do the show.
That do
That's
the show.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And what were they looking for? Did they tell you?
Yes and no. They were just honestly, that's why it surprised me that I won, because I felt like I was missing a lot of like sauces and stuff to add to it, but really I wasn't able to try the ribs because I can't eat pork.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I had my what was his name? From Gringo Ninja. He helped me out. He was my like mentor in that type. And he tried it. He said it was perfect. And I panicked because I was like, usually you do sauce with it, right? And he was like, yeah, but this doesn't need sauce.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect.
That was the ribs.
Yeah, that was the ribs.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they look for profile, the taste, how well it was cooked.
How many judges?
It was 3.
3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I forget their names. I apologize, but they were all very good people. They were all very nice and very hyped up.
Right.
I do remember Joanna.
Uh-huh.
She is absolutely fun.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to say about the people that gave you the award? No, I'm kidding you. I'm teasing you. So how long did all of that take to put together, present it, and have it judged?
So with filming as well, it was probably like a 2-day process. We did like mainly the interviewing, get to know you part the first day.
Right.
And then the second day, I think it was a Sunday that they did all like the competition part. It was timed, so it was 2 hours.
Did you feel rushed?
Definitely.
You were stressing?
I was stressing so much. I was so nervous. I learned that I don't like cameras chasing me while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Does not make it any easier.
I used to have cameras when I was working for a couple of celebrities I worked for. I would have cameras chasing me. They were paparazzi. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It makes it more nervous.
Yeah. When you're in, when you got the eye on you like that. Are you still at the Culinary Institute?
No, I did graduate.
You did graduate. If I remember correctly, you were going to do pastry as well there?
Yep.
I think when you were on the show, you were getting ready to start the pastry class.
I graduated the pastry class.
Wow, that's terrific. So you're not there anymore?
Nope.
No, okay.
Not there no more.
So are you working?
I am working.
Where are you working?
Heidi's Corner.
Yeah.
Croissants in the bakery.
Yes,
there.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very respectable place to work.
Yes, I very much enjoy it. All the coworkers I work with and the managers, they're all so nice.
Yeah.
And Miss Heidi as well.
Yeah, and when you got hired there, even though you're a trained professional now, did you still have to start at the bottom, so to speak?
Not really. I actually started as a barista first while I was in like culinary / baking and pastry. Right. And then I talked to the baker there, the manager, and she was looking for someone, and she was like the skills I have are honestly the bare minimum. Like she doesn't need any more than that because she will teach you everything.
Yeah.
And they're really good to work with.
Yeah.
So I was able to start as a barista and go straight to the bakery.
Did you plan it that way?
Not necessarily. No, I didn't think I was going to go work in the bakery.
Yeah.
Until they were looking for someone, and I was like, I offered because I was in school. I wasn't finished with it yet because I was still in it, but they were completely fine with that.
So you actually started there at a bakery, at a renowned bakery. I mean, everybody knows that place.
Mm-hmm.
You started that even before you were finished with school.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Looking back, how did HGTC, International Culinary Academy, prepare you for where you are now? Could you have done it without the schooling?
Yes, but at the same time, I definitely think it was worth going to the HGTC culinary program because I just feel like they give you like the starting points of what you need.
Yeah.
Where I don't know how it is for people that don't go to culinary school and they learn just through working in the restaurant industry. If I had to guess, it's a similar process, but I just feel like the support from all my chefs and just the little things that I learned here and there really helped me for being in the bakery today.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. You're glad that you did it. And my assumption is, and you could sort of clarify this for me maybe, is that even though you may not necessarily have needed the schooling to get you the position you have now, but I'm sure it plays a more important part for you to grow in that industry.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of experience is what I was looking for, and I feel like going to the culinary school gave me like the best experience I could ask for, really, in my opinion. Just being able to bond with students and learn, and sometimes when I'm at the bakery, I'll be able to call up my chef from school. And
I can't believe you're saying that, because my next question was, are you still in contact with any of the students or faculty?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. All the time. Yes.
And they're happy to help out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like the other day I was having trouble with some macarons at work, and I was just like, let me ask my chef from school for his opinion, see what he says. And it helped.
And who was that? What chef?
Chef Cody. Cody Middleton,
yeah. Does the pastry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was helpful.
It was very helpful.
It's incredible. Yes. I talk about, look, I've had, Chef Joe Bonaparte. He was on last episode a number of times, and I'm sure people think that they're paying me to, promote the school, but there couldn't be anything further from the truth. I say it all the time. I know Chef Joe. I've been to the institute. I've walked it with him a number of times. I've been to the Fowler dining room. I've watched him, the head of the program, orchestrate, the dinners there. If you can't get more, you can't get more hands-on than that. So anyways, and I'm probably going to even promote it more when we're done with your interview. How different is real world cooking from cooking at the culinary school? And before you say anything, so you don't think I'm setting you up here. When I owned my restaurant in Los Angeles, I got to the point where I stopped hiring students out of culinary school because it was as though they were programmed a certain way. And I understand that you have to know all of the steps involved, and there's thousands of them. In the real world, sometimes you got to shift gears and make it happen. What's your experience with that?
My experience with that is it definitely is a challenge sometimes, because working in the real world in the bakery, there's some things that they do that I may not agree, but like sometimes you got to make those exceptions, like not everything could be as specific and minuscule as it is in the culinary school. And that is a part of it that makes it fun in the culinary aspect, but sometimes you just gotta be realistic. You just gotta get things done.
Get it done.
And honestly, it sounds silly, but sometimes people don't notice.
Yeah, and that's for people like us. That's a line you don't know when to cross. I'll never forget when I opened, I had a salad that had crispy guanciale on there, which is the pork cheeks. And, here I am in, one of the food capitals of the world, thinking everybody's going to know what it is, and think, hey, that's a clever combination. I would say 99.9% of the people would say, what's guanciale? So, then I started doing pancetta. I took that off. And then people, what's pancetta? I finally ended up with bacon,
Right.
So, yeah. So you just never know. You want to make a statement sometimes, you want to be creative, but sometimes you just have to give in because you also have to make a profit.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like your goal is to be able to gear towards these people, but these people aren't food lovers like we are. So we notice it, but they won't.
I noticed that even more in the private chef world where I was for so many years, is that, and I've often said this after being in the private chef world for, 30 years, that the difference between a restaurant chef and a private chef, in a restaurant, people come to eat your food. In the private chef world, you go to them to cook what they want. And as much as you want to try, to impress and be artistic and everything, most people don't eat that way. And I find I think it's one of the things that gave me the longevity in the business is that I wasn't putting art in front of the people every night of the week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and that is true life experience, what you're learning that they can't teach you in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So can you grow in this particular business in the one that you're in right now in the bakery?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you plan to do that?
Maybe. I do have other goals. But right now I want to just build my experience working in the bakery there,
Right.
see how it is.
And there's enough
ins and out.
enough area in this specific bakery to grow a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. There's a lot more that I'm still learning. And that's what I like about it. Like any other day, like I'm always learning something new and everything. So that's
How
what I
long
like
have you
about
been
it.
there now as a baker?
As a baker, almost about a year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still nervous going in?
No.
Yeah, they're comfortable. You make you feel comfortable, and
Mm-hmm.
you're great at what you do. You brought in. Tell the listeners what you brought in for me to taste. I could kill you because I'm trying to stay away from this stuff, and I'll eat all of this before the end of the day.
It is a olive oil rosemary orange cake. I've made it before with my my friend Jasmine. We made it together at school
Yeah.
for one of our classes for capstone. It was for like the desserts and whatnot.
Right.
So I thought, just make it again for you.
Oh well, it's wonderful. I took 2 giant bites of it before you even sat down, so it's terrific. So we slightly touched on future plans. You're going to stay at the bakery. Tell everybody the name of the bakery again.
It's Heidi's Corner Croissants
Heidi's-
Bistro
Yeah,
Bakery.
That's great. And what's the Hook and Barrel?
Yeah,
Is
Hook and
there?
Barrel
Do you
is
like
there.
Hook and Barrel? Well, of course you're going to say that. You better say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have dined there once, and it is good food.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
good. I've been there myself too. It's terrific. So you're going to stay there for a while. You'll be able to absorb all of the experience from the others around you, right?
Yes.
Because there's my assumption is there's a lot of experience there.
There can be, yes.
At Heidi's.
We've gone through like, there's in the bakery specifically, we've gone through like 2-3 people, and then now we just gotten like more people. So it's we're able to learn. I feel like I'm able to learn more, especially with repetition.
Yeah.
Repetition is a very heavy thing in baking.
Yeah.
It can get tiresome, but at the same time, I learn how to be quick with it.
Right.
That's one thing I like about
Yeah.
it.
So do you see down the road you opening up a place of your own?
I have ideas, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm technically ready for any type of restaurant business. I did look into like the cottage food laws because I kind of wanted to start baking out for my own home,
Right.
and just kind of build from there.
Tell the listeners what that is. Cottage food license.
So cottage food license it allows you to be able to sell baked goods as long as they're not perishable, like shelf-stable ingredients and whatnot, and without having like all the restaurant part of it.
Right. I remember looking into that myself, and you tell me if you feel the same way. They kind of handcuff. I mean, it's a noble thing to do for people who can't afford to invest, hundreds of thousands of dollars into a restaurant. But at the same time, you're sort of handcuffed as to what you can and can't do.
Yes.
What you can and cannot produce. Right.
Yeah. That's why, a friend of mine, me and her were talking about it, and we were just like, it is really frustrating how like we're not able to make all the things that we could possibly make because of just like these silly rules. But in the end,
could you make the olive oil and orange cake that you made for me? Could you make that cottage?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could. Yeah. Why?
Yes.
Why?
because it doesn't have any like dairy or like anything with cheese. Like if it was a cheesecake,
Right. Can't do it.
like if anything that needs to be refrigerated after,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sell.
So is that the basic rule? It has something that has to be refrigerated can't be sold cottage style.
Pretty much. That's
Yeah.
the basic. There is more to it.
Yeah,
I
I
am
seem to
still like
remember
doing
that.
my research on it.
Yeah.
Because it's just now something I'm thinking about.
Yeah, so you're thinking about maybe down the line that would be the first step you would take, but you did say you have some restaurant ideas. Can we hear some of them?
Well, maybe. It's from my grandma.
Well, I'll tell you,
Right?
before you go any further, people ask me, they've asked me often since I moved here, any plans to open a restaurant? And unequivocally, no. But for a number of reasons, it burnt me out in LA, what they put me through. Now I know it's much more lenient here, which is attractive. But I always hesitate to say this, but I don't have the passion that I used to have. I love having young people like yourself come on, and I see that passion, and I there's a bit of envy there. But what does attract me once in a while is how popular concept food has gotten, and I like that. And when you started to say your grandmother, go ahead.
Yes. Well, she just wants me to do another like bistro type bakery as well, but I was thinking that too. It's gonna sound cliche like any other person that wants to do it, but like just a simple bakery cafe place, but more homey in a way. That's just pretty much what I want. And I know it's intimidating. I think that's why I haven't really like.
What could you give me an example of what intimidates you about it?
I guess the money part.
Yeah. Do you know how much it would cost? So you have this idea for an intimate cafe, right? Have you looked into like how many seats would that be? Approximately,
maybe like 20, 30. Not too big.
30's pretty big.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guesstimating.
Yeah. Okay. Have you looked into at all? Have you run any numbers whatsoever?
No. It's just ideas so far.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's all right, because all of that comes to you over time.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning towards more of the cottage food laws and seeing what I can work with that. But it is exciting. I think I'm more geared toward that for right now.
Yeah.
And just building my name and getting myself out there with connections and everything. And
what would the name of your place be?
Oh my goodness. There's so many going through
Do you
my
know
head.
the hardest thing for me before I opened Flame Pizzeria was coming up with the name?
It is. Coming up with a name is so hard. Now there was a silly thought. I did do like menu planning at school, and we had to make like a faux menu and whatnot. And so the name of I did a bakery menu there, and the name of it was Home Sweet Home.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I could just use that name.
You know, that covers everything you've been explaining to me of what the place was all about. Grandmother, homey, that kind of thing. Yeah. And what kind of items do you think you would have in there? Is there anything different that you would put in there that maybe other cafes don't have?
I don't know.
You know what? Tell me some of the basic things you would have in that cafe.
Definitely my great-grandmother's pound cake recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because way back when she used to sell them as well.
Yeah.
Outside of her house. So I was like, now I got to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely a whole bunch of cookies. My favorite cookies, at least.
Like what?
I like the window cookies.
What is that?
The Linzer cookies, I believe is what they're called.
Oh, with the raspberry?
With the raspberry.
Oh, my God.
I love those.
Oh.
Some people don't because they're messy, but I really like them.
No, not messy at all. I don't. But frankly, they are, but I don't care. That's one of my favorites. Have you made those?
Oh yes.
And how do you make the filling for that?
You can. Some people buy their own jams.
Would you make it yourself in Home Sweet Home?
I'd make it myself.
Wow.
I try to want to go more scratch, like everything from scratch.
Yeah.
I don't want to I know, because it's difficult here and that time wise and the quantity, you have to cut your losses and not be able to do things from scratch. But I want to be able to do that. That's one of my goals at least.
If somebody approached you tomorrow and said, look, I've got the money for this, let's do it. Would you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, if they're game, I'm game. I know it's going to be difficult, but they got the money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's there's a lot of money here in the Grand Strand. Yeah. Maybe somebody will be listening and call us. That is fantastic. Wow. Sundy Barth, I'll tell you, go see her over at Heidi's Corner, Croissant
Bistro and Bakery.
Bistro and Bakery. And maybe you'll be seeing her in the not too distant future at her own place called Home Sweet Home. Yeah, make sure you have the Linzer sports over there. Sundy Barth, thank you so much for coming in. You're a breath of fresh air. I loved you the first time that you were on, and I hope you'll come back.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Hang on, folks. We got more coming up.
Have you ever seen a man move across the country? My man, Chef Richard. My man.
And welcome back to Talking About Food. That's Sundy Barth that we had on. She's a breath of fresh air. I like her approach. Food doesn't give that holier than thou attitude. She loves cooking. She likes to cook, and she likes making people happy. And now she's a baker at Croissants. She's a cool gal. Mm-hmm. But I have in the studio with me today. I'm so grateful he can come back. He was on one of the early episodes of Talking About Food. I was grateful to him then. I knew that his career was going to skyrocket. Not that it wasn't pretty respected when he came in about a year ago. But I'm talking about Chef J.K., Jerrett King, owner and chef of Oak Prime, partner owner and Oak Prime. Chef J.K., welcome back to Talking About Food.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come back.
Oh, allowing you. I'm surprised you did. I mean, after all the stuff I've been hearing about you, this is really cool.
Good things, I hope.
Oh, always. I never hear anything bad about Oak Prime. Never. It's a great place.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good place. And I may be jumping ahead a little bit, but one of the things I always liked about your food, your menu and everything is you don't get that sort of hoity-toity attitude. It's good stuff.
Right.
It's fine dining, but you know, I don't ever get the impression that who's working in the back thinks that they're better than anybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't allow those guys like that. A lot of these guys that, I hate to say this, that went to culinary school or went to places at a 5-star restaurant to come work for me, they just have an attitude like they're better than everybody.
Yeah.
But all my guys, we pretty much been together for a while. Like, one of my guys been my friend since I was in 7th grade, and the other guy, we worked together for the last 10 years.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, and the other guy's been with me for at least 5 years. So we're like family.
Yeah, and that's chemistry in the kitchen,
and
which
that's
is
a perfect word for it. Chemistry.
Yeah, and that's paramount. We've talked about that before. I mean, you know the old adage, you can't find any good help today. So even when you do find it in a restaurant kitchen, you'll agree to this. Things have to be moving around like a well-oiled machine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
And you got that.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. It took a while. It took a long time, but we definitely have it now.
And I have a feeling this sort of leads into what I'm going to talk about. You were just voted recommended restaurant in the inaugural Michelin guide for the American South. How cool is that?
It don't seem real. It's really cool. It's really, really cool.
I've got like a million questions to ask you about that because, you know, for those listening, when someone achieves a Michelin star for their restaurant, it's a pretty big deal. You didn't get a star, but you got recommended restaurant by the Michelin guide.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could call it like a runner-up kind of thing. But that is unbelievable. Especially, you were just talking about some of the. I'm doing all the talking, Chef.
That's fine.
JK.
That's fine. I'm listening.
I promise you, I'm going to let you talk. What you're just talking about, you know, about that chemistry in the kitchen and all, kind of leads into this because one of the things that they look for in the Michelin guide and, you know, the award recommended is your consistency.
And that's where we're big on. We're really big on consistency.
Yeah. How do you achieve that? There's how many, top of your head, how many items on your menu?
Roughly 20.
That's a
20
lot.
to 25.
That's a lot of dishes.
Right.
What is the size of your kitchen staff?
The size I only have
Yeah, how many work for you? Not including like a dishwasher.
6 people total.
6 people pumping out 20.
That's including the dishwasher.
Oh, that's including.
That's including the dishwasher. Yes.
And if I know you, like I think I know you, that you pull that dishwasher in to help every once in a while.
Definitely. Yes.
This is the stuff. People that come that have no concept of what goes on in a restaurant. I just wish that they could see these things happen.
Right.
You know,
it could become a madhouse.
Yeah.
And to try to stay consistent, being balls to the walls, busy.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. But that's something we take pride on.
Yeah, and I know from owning and operating a restaurant that to me is one of the best compliments is if somebody comes in and says you're consistent.
Right.
How do you achieve that? Is that part of that chemistry?
Well, yeah, it's part of the chemistry, but what helps is it's only been open for 5 days out the week. We're only open from Tuesday through Saturday. So, it's five days and give everybody pretty much 40 hours a week, and the same guy work grill, same guy work saute, guy do, so that helps.
Interesting.
So that helps. So being open for 7 days, you have to give a guy 2 days off.
Right.
And then you have a different guy work that station, but I have the same guys working the same station pretty much every night.
Son of a gun, I'll bet you're half my age, and I never, ever thought about that. That is such a... Now, do you do it for that reason? Or are there other reasons as well?
Well, it's other reasons because the area that we're in, the Carolina Forest area, Sundays and Mondays was just a slow day for us.
Right.
Yeah, so we was always closed on Sundays, but we eventually started closing on Monday because we weren't really too busy. And it didn't make sense. And we just decided to save on payroll and save on just everything, just not being open on Mondays. So it just made sense. And we were open for lunch. So we just cut lunch out and just did dinner only. So we open for 20 hours out the week. So from 5 to 9, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell your staff, you better be consistent.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
5 days.
But you know what's crazy? They want to be consistent. All my guys that work for me, they care.
Yeah.
All of them care.
God,
and going back to that
blessed,
chemistry. And it's very rare. And I work, I've been in the restaurant industry pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Since my early teen years.
Right.
And so.
That's great. That says a lot about your character.
Right.
That you can gather people together like that. Let's go back to that Michelin situation. Can you tell the listeners how that comes about? Like, do you see people coming in and do they contact you that we're going to be there? Well,
the Chamber of Commerce brought the Michelin inspectors down.
Right.
So they're new to the region. So the Chamber of Commerce got in touch with me and they told me that the Michelin inspectors was going to come to inspect the restaurant over the next 3 months.
What does that mean, inspect it?
Well, inspector, so they just basically bring in like a secret shopper, basically, something like that. So it's
don't know?
I don't know. I didn't know the person. I didn't know the person that was coming. I didn't know when they came. I don't know what they ate. I don't know anything. But they had to come different times to, to recommend us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I heard you correctly, the chamber lets you know that they're in the area?
Yes.
So that's all you know?
That's all I knew, that they was in the area.
And there's 2,000 restaurants.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just one of the 2,000 restaurants.
Yeah.
And
did that do anything? I kind of know how you're going to answer this, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you do anything differently?
Can I tell you something crazy?
Yeah.
Honestly, no. Because that's just like, let's just say I have let's just say a celebrity. Let's just say Mel Gibson comes to the restaurant. We just say Mel Gibson sitting at table 10. We don't do anything different from a regular person coming to sit at table 10 to eat. Like we're going to give Mel Gibson the same consistency just like a regular person.
Yeah.
So we don't do anything different. So the Michelin inspector got the same service consistency that anyone will get coming into Oak Prime. Because we treat everybody like a celebrity.
Yeah.
So whether you're a regular person off the streets, whether you got on a $10,000 outfit to a $2 outfit, we're going to treat everyone the same and give them the same experience.
Yeah, I love that about you. That is so great. I don't know if I told you the story the last time. In my restaurant in Los Angeles, that it was not a fine dining restaurant, upscale, wood fired. And we're busy this one day, and it's a Friday, and as you know, you may or may not know, every hostess, waiter, waitress in Los Angeles is a struggling actor or actress.
Right. From what I heard.
Yeah. There's a funny line when somebody says, what do you do? I'm an actress. Oh, really? What bar do you work at? But anyway,
That's funny.
it's packed, and the hostess comes up to me and she says, and I knew I was going to forget the name. She was on SNL, Saturday Night Live, and she was in her big claim to fame was Bridesmaids or something like that. Anyway, the hostess says, so-and-so is at the door, and she wants to know if she can get a table.
Right.
I had already done my stints with Tom Cruise, Mel Gibson, Leo, and the other people, so that whole celebrity thing meant zero to me. As a matter of fact, it worked against this woman because I said to the hostess, I said, how long is the wait right now? And she said, it's 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I guess she's going to have to wait 20 minutes.
Right.
That was it. Uh-huh. And the look on this hostess's face after we had slowed down a while, she came up to me and she put her head down, and because she was a struggling actress, she goes, I can't believe I turned away my favorite actress.
Wow.
I was like, oh, well, got to wait like everybody else.
Right.
So you didn't know your antenna wasn't up because you're a high quality 5-star guy, no matter who comes in. What dishes, when you finally found out that they had been in there, what dishes did they have?
I still don't know fully.
Really?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's online. I didn't really look yet because I'm still really on the high with everything. And there's so many reports and articles that came out. I didn't fully read everything yet. So I'm not really sure 100% what dish they had. But
right.
Whatever they had, they loved it, I guess.
That's interesting.
Right.
So do you know by any chance how many of these recommendations they do in the area?
I
Are
think
there
they do
others that got the recommendation?
It was other restaurants in the region. So we're the only restaurant in the Grand Strand. So from Georgetown, near Georgetown to the borderline of North Carolina.
Yeah, Little River up that way.
Yeah, so we're the only restaurant that got recommended.
That's more than 2,000 restaurants.
Right.
2,000 restaurants, I think, is the Myrtle Beach area.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not me talking bad about any other restaurant because there's some really, really good restaurants around here, but I'm just glad that they chose me because, we're new to the area. We haven't been open for a full 3 years yet. And for them to come in and inspect us and give us the recommendation is really huge.
Yeah.
And just for the Myrtle Beach area alone, because we're really not known for good food.
Right.
People that want good food and good quality always tend to go to Charleston or different places for a 5-star dining experience.
Right. Mm-hmm. Guess what? That just changed.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I think it just, it's really good for Myrtle Beach alone.
Yeah.
Just good for the area.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you for your hard work and putting that on the map. That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I know when you were in the last time, you were, I think struggling is not the right word. But you had some issues with staff. You were trying to iron things out.
Mm-hmm.
I think then you had just started the construction on the patio outside.
Right.
That's finished now?
It's definitely. Yeah, we finished February the 5th.
Yeah. Wow. It's coming up on a year for that already.
Yes.
So I remember you talking about staff. You obviously have figured out, and they were little quirks, that you just needed. They're running like a well-oiled machine. You certainly handled it well. Did your menu change at all over the last? You probably haven't been here for almost a year.
I changed it a lot. I condensed it down a lot, and I just basically started serving or targeting the items that sold really well. I looked at all the numbers and the items that didn't make sense that sold the least amount on the menu. I just basically got rid of them and just went with what we know, versus what we perfect. So we went from maybe, let's just say, I say about 20 items. We went from like a 30 to 35 item menu to, a 20 item menu.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
somewhere around
you
that
were
range.
Comfortable doing that.
Definitely comfortable. And it just made sense because I think I was just stressing the guys out a lot, I was just training them too much. So we just basically, what I did, I condensed the menu and we got bigger equipment. So I went from having a smaller grill to I doubled the grill size. Because we became known for more steaks. The saute, I went from a 8-burner range to a 12-burner range. So just expanding everything to make it easier for everybody.
Yeah.
And then the struggle in the beginning, one of my guys, not one of my guys, but a lot of people, as far as like your staff, don't have the same vision as you. So we knew, but I feel like I have the guys now that have interest in my vision, if that makes sense.
No,
I don't
get
think they fully interested in invested, but they don't show it. And they work ethic they come in, all of them come in and they try.
Yeah.
They try hard and they want to be consistent.
Yeah.
So they care just as much as me.
Do they ever offer ideas?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
And do you take some of them?
I take them.
Yeah.
I take it. I take whatever to make their job easier, to make it more consistent.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Yeah.
That's cool.
I have one of my guys, I don't even give him a schedule. Go to work whenever you want to. Don't get over 40 hours if you can help it.
Yeah.
So just go in, you make your own schedule, go in whenever you feel like it, leave when you feel like it. Just make sure the job is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I trust him, and he don't abuse the situation. He's really good at what he does.
That's great to hear.
Right.
It says even more about your character that you can acquire
Mhm.
people like that. I'm just curious, from being an ex-restaurant owner, when you took those things off the menu, I mean, inevitably there'd be a handful of people that said,
I got
hey,
yelled at.
where?
Right. But a lot of those people, they all know me personally, so they all have my number. So I had a airline chicken on the menu. I had some people in the beginning that yelled at me, but the people that really loved it, they'll just, they'll text me and they say, hey, I'm coming in next week. Anyway, you could have the airline chicken on the menu for me and my wife or whoever I'm bringing. And I'll do it for them.
You do? Wow.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Even more about your
Right,
character.
right.
Gotta be honest, I wouldn't.
Right. And a lot of people, that's what my guys say. They say, they always say, JK, you creating a monster. You creating a monster. And I'm like, I don't think it's creating a monster. I think it's more personable and people appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because if I go to a restaurant and I have something that's really good that I love and they take it off the menu, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
So and then if I could, get in touch with somebody to have that on the menu whenever I decide to go to that restaurant,
Yeah.
that'd make me feel good.
Here's my fear. I'm very much like you. I had to be. What I mean by that is a people pleaser, and I had
Right.
to be.
That's what I am.
To be in the private chef world for 25 years, you better be a people pleaser. You
You
come
have
in
to
with
be.
an attitude,
Right,
You
right.
gotta be kidding me.
Mhm.
They'd show you the door so quickly. But my fear in doing that kind of thing is that other guests see it and say, "Hey, what are they having?"
Right.
And, that kind of thing. But obviously, that hasn't happened.
Well, no, not really. But if it do happen, I'll accommodate that for them also.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about is the dish that you talk about most often is the Chilean sea bass.
Mm-hmm.
And see, because I was looking at that online and I was thinking to myself that maybe that's what you serve to the Michelin person, but you don't know what they had. Yeah.
They have a picture of it on their website.
Oh, they do.
They do have the picture of it, so maybe they did have it. I took some pictures. So basically at the Chamber of Commerce, so the Michelin inspectors didn't get in touch with me, but the Chamber of Commerce came and did a photo shoot of a few dishes that I created.
Yeah.
So that was one of the dishes that I
Gotcha.
created just because it's beautiful on the plate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Is that what, if they had asked you, if you had known them, let's just say they came about this in a completely different way where you knew they were coming in, is that the main course you would have served
Definitely.
them?
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 times.
That's top notch.
It's a big seller. It's a really big seller.
What other than the Chilean sea bass? What's big on the menu now?
Honestly, what's been selling a lot is I've been doing the Black Opal Wagyu ribeye. It's a 12-ounce, ribeye.
Right.
It's Australian ribeye and it's really good. Really,
Black
really good.
opal.
Black Opal Australian Wagyu ribeye.
Yeah. And how do you do that?
I just grill it.
Yeah.
I just grill it. I put a char crust on it and serve it with truffle butter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what are the sides for that? Is that a la carte?
No, a la carte.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much do everything a la carte. 'Cause
Excellent.
I used to. So going back to the prior menu that I had before I changed it, we didn't do everything a la carte. Like we'll serve it with potatoes, broccoli, or asparagus, and people always change it up. So I said, you know what? If you want this certain item, this side dish, you could just add it on versus me creating a dish and then they change it and substituting everything.
Yeah.
That was a headache. So once I just change everything a la carte, that's what helps out. It
You
helped
get
out a lot.
complaints from that?
What, a la carte?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Never, not once.
People that go there, they know.
Yeah, they know. There you go. They
That's
know.
cool.
Not one complaint.
You have any ideas at this moment about other dishes that you're working on that you may be trying to get on the menu or a special or whatever?
I don't know if you know what an elk deckle is.
A what?
An elk deckle. It's
No.
like it's the fat cap of the elk. So I serve elk racks
Yeah.
on the menu, and the deckle part of it is like the most tender part of the elk,
Yeah.
and it's really, really good. And I have certain people that comes in to get it. I don't get much of it. Maybe like 3 orders off, maybe 4 orders off each case that I
Right.
get. So, but the people that get it, they love it.
Yeah.
And if you never tried elk before, that's why I always give people, a sample of that. but it's really good. So I'm trying to just create something like, something gamey, but not too gamey that's on the menu.
Yeah.
Trying to put on the menu.
Yeah.
For a small plate.
Yeah. Are you always working on new stuff?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Because I change my fish. So I do a Chilean sea bass de jour every week.
Mm-hmm.
So I change it every week. I keep it in the same guidelines as far as like I work out the same box, but I always change it. Like I'm doing a yellow vine ripe smoked tomato Parmesan beurre blanc right now. Like, so I changed the sauce, I changed the size, and I changed the risotto.
Yeah.
So I'm always working on something to try to be more creative, but, staying in the same lines without trying to go too far out the box of what we do at Oak Prime.
Yeah. And that's not the easy part.
It's not easy and it's stressful.
You and I talked about this the last time, and I think I've said it so much the listeners are tired of hearing it, and that is that walking that thin line between doing fine dining well
Right.
and going over the top is very easy to screw up.
And that's the hard part. So some people some people always say to me, like, JK, why you always do the same thing? But like you just said, I'm walking a fine line without trying to do too much, but doing what we do. Because that's what we're known for.
Maybe you can help me with this. What is the deal with microgreens? It's like everywhere.
It's supposed to make the plate pretty. I use it sometimes. Sometimes I get samples of it and I will throw it on the plate. But for the most part, I feel like my dishes already naturally look really good versus adding some green microgreens to the plate.
Bingo.
And you have to throw it off on the side of your plate with the fork. And it just, they say it's edible, but people don't want to eat it. And it just, it's a lot sometimes.
You know what? Bingo. I love you even more for that. Because you just made me realize something. If you want to walk that thin line and do it well with plate presentation, you need to be able to continually ask yourself, will this work without microgreens?
Right.
If you take microgreens off, if you're putting that on and you take it off, does it still work?
Definitely.
Right?
Mine do. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know they do.
Oh, yeah.
I know they do.
It just the aesthetics of the plate.
Yeah.
That's how I try to look at it from everybody else.
Yeah.
But.
And I'm sure you've told yourself at times when you're creating the plate presentation, before, maybe even before it's on the menu, I'm sure you say, no, that's a little over the top, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, you constantly think about that. Food is so
and
visual.
my guys know my style of plating, so they keep it simple.
Yeah.
But just, keep it simple and clean.
What's the most angry you've ever gotten at this group?
At the kitchen guys or just in the restaurant, period?
No, kitchen guys.
The angriest?
No, you know what? You just told us you love these guys to do a great job. The most angry you've gotten in the restaurant about
I never really got, honestly, it was...
A customer?
No. It was one of the employees. So we had a new employee come in because pretty much all of us, the whole staff from the front and the back, we all known each other for at least minimum 5 years. All of us. And we just recently hired somebody. They know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say their name.
That's all right. Yeah.
And they came in and I guess he didn't understand. One thing about me, even though I'm part owner and the executive chef, I'll go back there and wash dishes. I'll sweep the floor. I'll pull the equipment. I just work like I'm a regular worker in my eyes. I don't feel like I'm above anyone. I would do any job. I won't make anybody do anything that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So I told one of my guys, one of the servers to do something. And, sometimes I get loud in the kitchen. I, use profanity back there. But I told the guy something. I can't remember exactly what I said to him. And he said, F you.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I went from 0 to 100.
Whoa.
I cussed everybody out. Everybody else. So that was the angry as I was, but that was one time. Over 3 years, that's the angriest I ever got. And I really don't get angry, but it was a different JK that night.
Yeah.
And I apologize again, but it was bad. It was really bad.
I had a server in the restaurant, and we had a rule that if a customer was new, first time in, that the server let me know that.
Okay.
Because sometimes, and I could see the pizza oven was in the center of the dining room, so I could see everything that was going on. And if I had the time, I would come out from behind and I'd go introduce myself, thank them for coming in. We're packed this one night, and this server comes flying by. He had an attitude to start with, but he said, table 2 is new. And I said, are you sure? I thought they looked familiar. Mm-hmm. And he said, they're new.
Right.
Okay. And I'm swamped, right? But I figure, I got to get over there. So I walk over to the table and I said, hey, I'm Chef Richard. I'm the owner. And they said, yeah, we know that. We met you last week.
Mm.
And I said, oh, yeah, that's right. And I was so embarrassed. I had to, backpedal. One way I said,
Right.
I covered it and whatever. And the server goes by me again. And I said, hey, they've been here
Right.
already. And he puts his hands up because he's busy. He goes, really? You're going to bother me with this right now?
Oh, no.
And I said, we need to, let's chat in the kitchen for
Right.
a second. So we
Right.
went back there. And I said, who do you think you are?
Right.
And you know what he said to me?
Mm.
I'm your best effing server. That's who I am. And I said, oh, really? Okay, that's great. We just went back to work. And yeah, he didn't come back after that.
I was about to say that. Did he come back afterwards? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to work like that. And like I just said, I'll do any job in the kitchen. I think the guy maybe he didn't know who I was. Maybe he didn't respect the authority. I'm not really sure because he is a server. Well, I'm talking about on my end.
Yeah, no,
with the
I know
inquiries
that,
have,
but
I don't really know. And it was in the beginning. It was almost like he was still pretty much fresh out of training.
I know you enough to know
Right.
that if that was the case, he didn't know who you were, but he said that to one of your fellow employees, you still would have gone
Oh yeah,
nuts
definitely,
on it.
definitely.
Yeah, there's no
On all of them and any of them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the stuff that people that dine in different restaurants and they
Right.
call themselves foodies.
Right.
I'm a foodie.
Yeah,
they
a
have
foodie.
no concept what goes on
They don't.
behind the scenes. Hey, let me ask you something, kind of slightly off topic. What kind of advice can you offer the home cook? And I've said it a million times. There are so many social media sites out there where the home cook puts up pictures of their dishes and they look phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from coming from a professional point of view, I can always kind of ever so slightly see that it's not professional. What could the home cook learn? What do you think they could learn more about to elevate their dishes?
I see a lot of people go on TikTok and social media to try to become a social media chef, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
right, yeah. So I just feel like a lot of people, if they cook without trying to cook for looks and versus cook with flavor. I have somebody I know that makes really, really good cakes.
Yeah.
They make really good cakes, and I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. They almost they are picture perfect. And I had one of their cakes one time, and it was the driest cake I ever had in my life. It was
Yeah.
terrible. It was just so terrible. So I feel like the tip is to stop trying to make everything pretty and just cook with, flavor and cook with just trying to
get back to the basics.
just get to the basics. Like you
Yeah.
just said, just get to the basics of it versus just trying to cook with microgreens or something like that just to make your plate pretty.
That's a great point because
Right.
it's much easier to make something look good than taste good.
Right, and that's a big
Right.
difference.
I've
That's a
often
big
asked
difference.
people, and they don't annoy me that much anymore, but when I used to do these cooking demonstrations,
Mhm.
there was always one or two people that had to let me know how much they know about cooking because they're the home chef. I'm a chef, and I would say, what is the basic ratio of water to sugar for a
They
simple
don't know.
syrup? And they
Right.
go,
And they don't
Can you
know.
truss a
Right.
chicken? You know.
But I met some people over the years that just they could talk really, really, really well about food, and they don't know how to execute it.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't at all, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Or there's like you brought up the TikTok and the social media reels and pictures and stuff. It always cracks me up. Once again, it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm only talking about it because it's a show. Is that how many people put their pictures up on TikTok and then it's like what you were saying before, claim now to be a chef.
Right. And they don't know the first part about cooking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me jump ahead. What about can you tell the home cook what are some of the pieces of equipment that you can't live without or you think they may benefit by having?
I purchased a house, a brand new house, a little over a year ago, maybe about 2 years ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And this is my first house that I had with a gas stove. And it's a night and day difference. It's cooking off gas.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much. I didn't realize how much I loved it until obviously I cooked at a restaurant, but just having one in my personal house, it's beautiful. And just having space, just countertop space, a good sharp knife, a decent sized cutting board.
What kind of knives do you use at home?
Shun.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
I like that very
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
Some of the brands just get so funky nowadays.
Yes. Yeah. It's just an old school knife that
Yeah.
I always had from day one, and I just recently, upgraded and bought more over
Right.
the last year or so.
What about another piece of equipment, kind of like you can't live without at home, that you think maybe, should definitely be in a home cook's kitchen? Like I cannot live without a Cuisinart,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I should say like a Vitamix blender.
I love Vitamix.
Yeah.
Vitamix RoboCoupes. I love them.
What is that?
A RoboCoupe is similar to a Vitamix. It has different attachments to it. You could add an attachment with cheese. You could grate cheese. You could shred cheese. You could use it for everything.
Right.
It's for everything.
What about sous vide? Do you
I don't sous vide a lot of items just because it's far as like at home. Or even at the restaurant, I don't.
Yeah.
As much as I want to, it's just so many rules and regulations with DHEC, and I just don't. I just stay away from it.
And you can do it.
I can do it.
You've proven you can do it without sous vide. Oh, man, I'm telling you, Chef J.K. Jerrett King of Oak Prime Restaurant, what an absolute pleasure. Congratulations
Thank you so much.
on the Michelin Recommended Restaurant Award. And I knew, not that you were struggling when you were here the first time, but I knew you were going to get real big, and you've just been catapulted into the next level, and I'm sure there's no stopping you now. Thank you so much for coming in.
You. Thank you so much, Richard.
And once again, that is Chef J.K. Jerrett King, co-owner and chef over at Oak Prime Restaurant in Carolina Forest. You got to check this one out, folks. He is good. He is real good. And listen, I know you are your family's private chef. Take the night off. Go check it out. It's well worth it. Is it expensive? Yeah, it's a little expensive. A little on the expensive side. Not over the top. But it is the only restaurant in the Grand Strand that has recently been recommended for the Michelin Guide. That is a huge honor, folks. So check them out. You're worth it. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week.
He sharpens his blade with a quiet swish. Now he's gonna cook you a delicious dish. As soon as he can catch some fish and